The sky above Earth was alive with strange lights. Satellites began blinking in warnings, and every space station on the planet's orbit reported the same thing. Something massive was approaching. News channels cut their programs, and the world held its breath. People stared at the sky, unsure whether to feel fear, awe, or both. In all of human history, no one had seen anything like this. In the midst of the chaos, Captain Elena Ward stood on the bridge of the USS Valor. Her hands rested lightly on the console, but her mind raced. The Valor was humanity's most advanced warship, built not just to explore the stars, but to defend Earth against any threat. And now, it seemed, a threat, or perhaps an opportunity, was arriving. The alien ships appeared suddenly, like silent shadows moving against the black canvas of space. They were enormous, far larger than any human vessel, with smooth, reflective surfaces that shimmered like liquid metal. There were no visible engines, no flames, no obvious weapons, yet they radiated power. They moved with a grace that made human ships look clumsy. On Earth, people panicked. Governments issued emergency broadcasts, calling for calm while secretly preparing for the worst. Scientists argued whether the visitors were hostile or peaceful. Military leaders whispered plans of defense and attack. Social media erupted with speculation, fear, and hope. Some called them angels. Some called them monsters. No one really knew. Elena's crew watched in silence. Each officer at their station understood the danger, but also the opportunity. Humanity was about to make first contact with an alien civilization. The moment could define the future of their species. The aliens sent a signal. It wasn't through radio or light. It was something different, almost mental. A wave of soundless communication washed over the Valor, and the crew instinctively felt the meaning. "We come in peace," it said, not in words, but as a thought that entered their minds directly. Elena's brow furrowed. Peace was good, but peace did not mean safety. She knew the universe rarely dealt in simple truths. Calmly, she tapped the communication console and sent a reply. Her voice was steady as she spoke aloud, for the crew to hear. "We receive your message. Humanity greets you. We welcome peaceful contact. Please identify yourselves." For several long minutes, nothing happened. The alien ships hovered, motionless in space, as if studying Earth and its defenses. Elena could feel the tension in the bridge. Every crew member sensed the same thing. These beings were not used to seeing something like the Valor. And then, something unexpected happened. A small, sleek alien probe detached from the main fleet and moved toward them. It glowed with soft blue light and shimmered in ways no human engineering could replicate. The probe stopped just outside the Valor's sensor range, and the alien's presence became more tangible. "Captain," Lieutenant Reyes whispered, "they are observing us, closely." Elena nodded. "Let them observe. But stay ready. Do not underestimate them, or ourselves." The bridge fell silent again. The crew stared at the displays, tracking the probe as it rotated and scanned the Valor. The alien eyes, if they could be called eyes, seemed to burn with curiosity. Every system of the warship was under their gaze, yet they made no aggressive move. It was as if they had never seen anything like it before. The telepathic signal came again. This time, it was different. It was tinged with something they could not quite identify. Awe, shock, perhaps fear. Elena caught the subtle shift, and her heart quickened. The aliens, who had approached as a powerful, unknown force, now seemed hesitant. "Captain," another voice spoke, quieter this time. "Their reaction. It is unusual. They are frozen." Elena's eyes narrowed. "Frozen? Explain." "They are not moving. Not even a single small adjustment. It is as if the sight of our warship startled them, perhaps even scared them." The crew exchanged uneasy glances. This was not what they expected. Humans were used to being the underdogs, the weaker species facing overwhelming odds. And yet, here was a fleet of aliens, clearly superior in technology, staring at humanity, and stopping. Elena felt a surge of something she could not name. Pride. Relief. Perhaps both. Humanity had built a ship that could make even the most advanced alien civilization pause. She understood the significance. This was more than survival. This was recognition. The probe hovered, then slowly retreated, as if returning to the main fleet. The alien's message followed almost immediately. It was short, clear, and without emotion, but the meaning was unmistakable. You are remarkable. Elena allowed herself a small smile. This is just the beginning, she said softly, mostly to herself. They came to study us, but they didn't expect this. And above all, beyond the stars, the alien fleet waited. Silent. Watching. Curious. Fearful. They had approached the humans to assess a potential threat, but now the humans had surprised them. And in that pause, the future of Earth, and perhaps the galaxy, hung in delicate balance. The crew of the Valor prepared for the next move, knowing that whatever happened next could change everything. Humanity had stepped onto the cosmic stage, and for the first time, the universe seemed to notice. The probe slowly returned to the alien fleet, moving like a ribbon of light through space. Elena Ward watched it carefully from the bridge of the USS Valor. Every sensor was active, every system on alert, but the sense of awe in the air was unmistakable. The aliens were watching, learning, and above all, hesitating. Then, the fleet shifted. One massive ship broke formation and moved closer to the Valor. Unlike the probe, this ship was enormous, stretching beyond anything humans had ever built or imagined. Its surface was smooth, reflective, and alive with faint pulses of light. There were no wings, no engines, no weapons in sight, yet the warship radiated power. "Captain," Lieutenant Reyes said, his voice low, "they are approaching us. Closer than the probe." Elena did not answer right away. She studied the ship. Her mind ran through every training exercise, every simulation of first contact. The aliens had not fired. They had not attacked. And yet, she knew that a peaceful approach did not mean there was no danger. The alien ship stopped at a careful distance, far enough to observe, but close enough to make the Valor seem small. Then, slowly, shapes became visible inside the shimmering surface. Tall, humanoid figures moved with elegance and precision. Their skin glowed faintly, like liquid metal under sunlight. Their heads were elongated, and their eyes radiated intelligence, and something else Elena could not quite place. Curiosity, perhaps, and caution. A strange, silent signal entered the Valor's communication systems. This time, it was not words. It was a feeling, a thought that spread across the bridge like a wave. "Who are you?" the signal asked. Not in anger. Not in demand. But with genuine wonder. Elena held her breath. She had trained for years to respond to alien contact. She pressed a button, sending a calm, steady reply. "We are humans. We are citizens of Earth. We come in peace." The alien figures paused. One of them stepped forward, its form shimmering more brightly. The bridge crew felt an almost physical pressure, like the weight of intelligence focusing on them. The alien was studying the ship. Studying humanity. Studying her. Lieutenant Reyes whispered, "Captain, they are frozen. It's like they can't believe what they are seeing." Elena nodded. "It is working. Stay calm. Keep observing. Do not provoke them." The aliens continued to stare at the Valor. They had seen other civilizations, other worlds, but apparently none like this. The humans' warship was unlike any ship they had ever encountered. Its design was simple, yet deadly. Its weapons were silent, hidden, but unmistakable. And the crew's confidence and coordination radiated through every movement, every command. Suddenly, the telepathic signal shifted. Awe mixed with caution. Elena could feel the aliens' thoughts, almost like listening to a strange, beautiful music. "They are not like the others," the signal said. "They are warriors. But different. Strong, yet careful. Clever. The crew exchanged quiet glances. They had trained for combat, for danger, for the unknown. But this respect from an alien species, was something no simulation could prepare them for. Elena kept her voice calm, though her heart raced. We show our strength not to provoke, but to protect. We are ready for peace, and we are ready for defense. For several tense moments, nothing happened. The aliens did not advance. They did not attack. They simply studied, analyzing every detail. Then, slowly, the tallest figure raised its hand, or something that resembled a hand, and the signal reached them again. This time, it carried a message of recognition. You are not primitive. You are worthy of notice. The bridge erupted in whispered excitement. Elena allowed herself a small, controlled smile. Humanity had made first contact, not with fear, but with respect. The aliens had not expected them, and that pause, that hesitation, was proof that the valor had changed the game. But Elena knew better than to celebrate too soon. First contact was only the beginning. The alien fleet was still massive, still unknown, and still capable of unimaginable power. Their hesitation could mean curiosity, or a hidden strategy that humans could not yet understand. Prepare all systems for potential engagement, she ordered softly. We are peaceful, but we are ready. Keep eyes on the fleet. Keep communication open. And stay calm. The crew nodded, understanding the weight of their mission. Humanity had shown it could stand in the stars, and for the first time, the galaxy noticed. But the real test, the one that would decide whether the aliens were friend, foe, or something in between, was still ahead. Above them, the alien fleet hung silently, waiting, watching, learning. And for the first time, the humans realized that the Valor was not just a warship. It was a symbol, a challenge, and a warning. The alien fleet remained in orbit, hovering silently above Earth. The USS Valor floated in front of them, its sensors active, its crew alert. Elena Ward studied the displays, noting the strange patterns in the alien movements. They were not chaotic. They were deliberate, careful, calculating. On the bridge, Lieutenant Reyes shook his head. Captain, I've never seen them act like this. They're analyzing us, studying every detail. Elena nodded. That's exactly what we want. Let them see. Let them understand that humans are not an easy species to intimidate. The aliens had detached more probes now, scanning the Valor and its surroundings with invisible energy waves. Their reactions were subtle but noticeable. Pauses, flickers of light, and strange ripples across their surfaces. It was clear they were trying to comprehend something far beyond their normal experience. In the communications room, Dr. Simons, the lead scientist, spoke quietly to Elena. Captain, our analysis shows that their hesitation comes from more than curiosity. They are calculating potential threats. They've never seen a species capable of both advanced technology and disciplined strategy at this level. Elena's eyes narrowed. So they recognize the Valor not just as a ship, but as a symbol of human ingenuity and strength. Dr. Simons nodded. Exactly. They expected something primitive, but what they see is a warship designed for survival, exploration, and combat. And the crew, they are observing us too. Our coordination, our discipline, it's unnerving to them. The bridge crew felt a mixture of pride and tension. Humanity had always been underestimated in the galaxy. Other civilizations might have dismissed them as weak, unprepared, or chaotic. But now, these aliens, the first truly advanced species humanity had encountered, were unsure, uncertain, hesitant. Then, a new telepathic signal reached the Valor. This time, it carried more than awe. It carried concern. Your species, unexpected, dangerous, yet controlled. How do you wield this power without chaos? Elena responded carefully, her voice calm but firm. We are disciplined. We are adaptable. We learn quickly. And we protect our world and each other. Strength without control is meaningless. Humanity has survived because we balance power with strategy. The alien response was almost immediate, a ripple of thought that passed through the ship's systems. Curious, primitive yet, capable of thought and coordination at a level we did not anticipate. The crew exchanged quiet glances. The aliens were recognizing something fundamental. Humans were not the weak species they might have assumed. Every human invention, every strategy, every act of survival was now being weighed by beings far more advanced. And the result was clear: they were cautious. Elena studied the fleet. Their ships remained large and intimidating, but the pauses between movements were longer now. Their probes hesitated. Their signals flickered. It was subtle, but unmistakable. The aliens were uncertain how to proceed. "Captain," Lieutenant Reyes said quietly, "they are debating among themselves. Their telepathic impressions suggest confusion, perhaps even fear." Elena allowed herself a small, controlled smile. "Fear or respect, it doesn't matter. They see that we are not to be underestimated. That is enough for now." Dr. Simons added, "It's more than that. They are recalculating. They expected a primitive species. They expected weakness. But we've shown them we can adapt, survive, and fight if necessary. That recognition is rare, even among advanced civilizations." Elena looked out at the alien fleet, her mind racing with possibilities. "We cannot assume they are peaceful just because they hesitate. But hesitation gives us an advantage. It gives humanity time to prepare, to show who we are, and what we are willing to defend." A sudden signal rippled across the bridge. This one was clear, almost solemn. "We will observe further. You are different. You are worthy of attention." The message sent a ripple of excitement through the crew, but Elena remained focused. First contact was not victory. It was a test. And humanity was passing that test, not through aggression, but through strength, discipline, and the careful display of capability. The alien fleet hovered silently, but for the first time, the humans felt a subtle shift. They were no longer just observers. They were equals in intelligence, if not in raw power. And that acknowledgement, cautious though it was, had changed everything. Elena allowed herself one final thought before returning to duty. Humanity had survived countless wars, faced countless threats, and endured countless challenges. Now, in the vastness of space, the first real test had begun. And for the first time, humanity was being seen, not as fragile, not as weak, but as a force to be reckoned with. Above Earth, the alien fleet waited. And below that silent presence, the humans of the Valor understood one truth: they were ready for whatever came next. The alien fleet stayed in orbit, still and silent, but the humans on the Valor could sense a shift. The probes no longer moved randomly, they circled with purpose. The large ship's lights flickered in complex patterns. Something was happening beyond human understanding, but Elena Ward could feel it. The aliens were reacting. "Captain," Lieutenant Reyes said, his voice low, "they are changing. Their signals show confusion, but also caution." Elena studied the displays. "Caution is good," she said. "They are recalculating. That means they see us as a serious species, not as something weak or unworthy. Let's see what they do next." Then, slowly, a message reached them, not through sound or radio, but as a clear, mental impression. "Humans, your strength, unexpected. We must observe before action." The crew exchanged glances. Observation meant delay, but it also meant the aliens were thinking, not attacking. Elena knew that patience was just as important as firepower. Dr. Simons, monitoring the alien signals, added quietly, "Captain, their hesitation is unusual. They are used to encountering weaker species. You and the crew of the Valor have made them pause. They are calculating, perhaps even respecting humanity, but with caution." Elena nodded. "Good. Keep all systems ready, but maintain calm. We don't provoke, and we don't retreat. We show strength without aggression. Suddenly, one of the alien ships detached from the fleet. It moved closer, slowly, as if drawn by curiosity. Its surface rippled, reflecting the stars like liquid mirrors. And then, for the first time, the aliens tried something new. They attempted direct communication, but it was not words. It was a vision, projected into the minds of everyone on the Valor. The vision was strange, beautiful, and unsettling. The humans saw flashes of alien history, wars, conquests, and civilizations far older than Earth. They saw technology beyond human imagination, and yet there was hesitation, fear even, at the idea of a species that could rise as fast, adapt as quickly, and survive as harshly as humans had. Lieutenant Reyes whispered, "Captain, they are impressed and scared. That combination is rare, even among advanced civilizations." Elena remained calm. "Then we've done our job. They understand they cannot dismiss us. But we still must watch them closely. Their caution can turn into hostility if they misinterpret strength as threat." The alien fleet sent another mental signal, shorter this time, but heavy with meaning. "We must reconsider the humans. They are unexpected, powerful, yet controlled, cunning, dangerous." The message was clear. The aliens were evaluating humanity. They had approached expecting an easy encounter. Instead, they were met with skill, discipline, and the silent warning of the Valor's hidden power. Elena felt a mixture of relief and tension. Humanity had gained an advantage simply by existing as itself. The crew's skill, coordination, and courage had created respect, and the Valor's presence alone had made the aliens hesitate. But respect could turn to fear, and fear, if misunderstood, could turn to attack. "Prepare a defensive formation," Elena ordered. "Keep sensors active. Maintain communications. But do not show hostility unless necessary. We are demonstrating control, not aggression." The aliens' responses were slow now, measured. They sent more probes, but each movement was cautious. They were studying patterns, analyzing the Valor and its crew as if trying to predict human behavior. Dr. Simons observed quietly, "They are learning. They have never encountered a species that combines discipline, technology, and strategy so effectively. That hesitation, they are trying to understand if humans are a threat, or if they are allies." Elena's eyes scanned the fleet. "Allies are possible," she said softly. "Enemies are possible. But we will not back down. Humanity has survived against impossible odds before. We will survive this too. And we will show them who we are, calm, strong, and ready." Above Earth, the alien fleet paused. They no longer moved as a single shadow. They hesitated at every turn, their lights flickering like a heartbeat. And the humans of the Valor waited, knowing that every moment counted. One wrong move could ignite a war. One right move could create the first true understanding between two civilizations. And in that fragile, tense silence, humanity's place in the galaxy was being written, not with words, but with the presence of a single warship and the courage of its crew. Elena Ward stood on the bridge of the USS Valor, her eyes fixed on the alien fleet above Earth. The silence was heavy, almost unbearable, but the crew remained steady. Every movement, every flicker of light from the aliens, was being recorded, analyzed, and respected. Humanity had shown strength, but strength alone was not enough. They needed to make a statement. "Captain," Dr. Simons said, "we should send a message. Not just to speak, but to show them who we are. Our history, our struggles, our achievements. They need to understand why humans survive." Elena nodded. "Do it. Prepare the global broadcast. Show them the story of humanity. Not to boast, but to prove our resilience, our intelligence, and our readiness to face the universe." Across Earth, massive screens lit up in every city. Satellites transmitted images and stories of human history, of wars survived, of civilizations built and rebuilt, of science, exploration, and art. The broadcast showed humans fighting against impossible odds, rising stronger each time. Humanity's triumphs and failures were laid bare, a testament to endurance and courage. The alien fleet watched silently. Their lights flickered, their ships shifted minutely, and the telepathic impressions reached the Valor as a mixture of awe, surprise, and confusion. The humans' display of history was not chaotic, it was disciplined, strategic, and relentless. Lieutenant Reyes whispered, "Captain, they are impressed. And they are analyzing every detail." Elena remained calm. "Good. Let them see the full picture. Humanity is more than technology. We are resilience. We are strategy. We are adaptability. And we are not afraid." A signal came from the alien fleet, heavier this time, as if their thoughts carried more weight. "Your species survives against impossible odds. Your wars, your unity, your ingenuity, it is remarkable, yet dangerous." The words, or thoughts, sent a shiver through the Valor's crew. Dangerous. It was a warning, but also a recognition. Humanity was not what the aliens had expected. They had assumed weakness, perhaps chaos, but instead they saw order, intelligence, and the ability to survive in any environment. Dr. Simons added quietly, "Captain, they are debating among themselves. The broadcast has caused division. Some of them advocate retreat, some caution, some reconsideration. It is rare to see them respond like this." Elena understood immediately. The alien fleet had approached Earth assuming superiority. They had not expected the humans to show such resilience, such capability. And now, the aliens were uncertain. Hesitation was a powerful tool, one humanity had rarely seen. "Maintain open channels," she ordered. "Do not show fear. Do not provoke. Let them think. Let them feel our strength and our discipline." The alien fleet responded with another mental impression. This time it was brief but clear. "We will observe. You are unexpected. You are capable beyond assumptions. We must reconsider engagement." It was a cautious acknowledgement. Humanity had not fought. Humanity had not attacked. But humanity had communicated strength, unity, and intelligence. And that alone had made the aliens pause. The bridge was tense, but the crew felt a quiet pride. They had not fired a single weapon, yet the Valor had spoken volumes. Humanity was now visible in the galaxy not just as a planet of survivors, but as a species of thinkers, fighters, and strategists. Elena allowed herself a small, controlled smile. "This is only the beginning," she said softly. "They see what we are, and they will remember it. But we must remain vigilant. Observation can change. Respect can turn to fear. We are still standing on the edge of the unknown." Above Earth, the alien fleet hovered, lights flickering, ships moving in subtle, cautious patterns. They had witnessed humanity's past, understood its resilience, and sensed its potential. But the future was still uncertain. And in that tense silence, humanity knew one thing for sure. They had made their first statement to the stars, and it was one of strength, intelligence, and undeniable courage. The Valor remained ready, the crew alert, and Captain Elena Ward prepared for whatever came next. The alien fleet remained above Earth, hovering silently, yet the tension in space was thick enough to feel. Captain Elena Ward stood on the bridge of the USS Valor, her eyes scanning the alien ships. 4 days, they had observed humanity, paused, and studied. Now, it seemed, they had decided to test them. "Captain," Lieutenant Reyes said, pointing to the sensors, "they're initiating something. I'm detecting a controlled simulation field forming in orbit. It's not physical, more like a virtual battlefield. They want to test us." Elena's jaw tightened. "Prepare for anything. This is not an attack, but it is a challenge. We must respond with skill, not aggression." The simulation began. Sensors lit up with holographic projections of asteroid fields, enemy ships, and complex spatial maneuvers. The aliens were not fighting. they were creating scenarios to see how humans would react. The Valor's crew knew that every decision, every movement, was being watched, analyzed, and judged. Dr. Simons leaned over Elena's shoulder. "Captain, this is more than a test of combat. It's a test of strategy, coordination, and adaptability. They want to see if humanity can handle pressure, chaos, and the unexpected." Elena nodded. "Then we show them exactly what humans can do." The USS Valor moved through the simulated battlefield with precision. Every turn, every adjustment, and every system activation was coordinated flawlessly. Asteroids loomed dangerously close, holographic enemy ships attacked from multiple angles, yet the crew remained calm. They adapted to every scenario, anticipated every move, and responded with creativity and discipline. The alien fleet observed in silence, sending waves of mental impressions to the Valor. Unexpected, efficient, adaptable, fearless. Lieutenant Reyes couldn't hide his amazement. "Captain, they are stunned. Each action we take is overwhelming them. They did not anticipate this level of skill." Elena allowed herself a small smile. "They are learning. That's the point. They must understand humans are not just survivors, we are thinkers, planners, and fighters. Strength alone means nothing if you cannot use it wisely." The test intensified. New obstacles appeared, debris storms, simulated weapon strikes, and unpredictable maneuvers designed to trap the Valor. Yet the crew responded seamlessly. They adjusted shields, altered trajectories, and countered attacks with a combination of logic and intuition that surprised even themselves. The alien signals grew more complex, almost frantic. Analyzing, recalculating, cannot predict. Humans adapt, humans evolve. Elena's voice remained calm over the bridge intercom. "Maintain formation. Trust your training. Stay focused. We are showing them exactly who we are." Minutes stretched into what felt like hours. Every maneuver, every calculated risk, was being recorded in the minds of the aliens. And slowly, the tides of the simulation began to favor the Valor. Obstacles that seemed impossible were navigated flawlessly. Predicted attacks were countered before they occurred. The crew's confidence rose, yet they never underestimated the challenge. Finally, the simulation ended. The projections vanished, leaving the Valor floating silently in space. The alien fleet remained, but their lights pulsed differently now, a subtle, almost reverent rhythm. A mental impression reached the Valor, clear and deliberate. Humans, exceptional, stronger than expected, worthy of respect. The crew exhaled, a mixture of relief and pride filling the bridge. They had passed the aliens' test without firing a single weapon. They had proven that humanity was not only capable of survival, but also mastery of strategy, adaptation, and composure under pressure. Dr. Simons whispered, "Captain, they will never underestimate humanity again. This changes everything. They see now that we are ready for the stars in ways they did not expect." Elena nodded, her gaze firm on the alien fleet. "This is only the beginning. We have shown them what we can do, but now we must prepare for what comes next. Observation can turn into dialogue, or confrontation. We must be ready for either." Above Earth, the alien fleet hovered silently, analyzing, processing, and learning. For the first time, they were not just cautious, they were intrigued. And in that intrigue lay both opportunity and risk for humanity. The Valor's crew had proven themselves. Humanity had proven itself. And the galaxy had begun to take notice. The alien fleet hovered above Earth, their massive ships gleaming faintly in the void. The USS Valor floated calmly beneath them, its crew alert but composed. Captain Elena Ward knew that what had happened in the simulated test had changed everything. Humanity had proven its strength, its intelligence, and its courage. Now, it was time to see how the aliens would respond. A wave of thought reached the Valor, clear and deliberate. "Humans, you are unexpected. You are capable. You are disciplined. You survive where others would fail. Elena exhaled slowly. Acknowledgement, she murmured. It is not trust yet, but it is the first step. The aliens sent a small contingent of ships closer, moving with deliberate care. They made no aggressive gestures, only observation. The Valor sensors recorded every detail, yet the humans felt that the aliens were communicating more than just data. They were conveying understanding, respect, and a cautious curiosity. Dr. Simons whispered, "Captain, they are impressed. The hesitation we saw before is now admiration. They recognize humanity as a force to be considered, not a species to be dismissed." Elena nodded. "Good. But stay alert. Respect does not mean friendship. We must remain ready for anything." A mental impression flowed into the ship. This one was longer, more thoughtful, almost formal. "We will not interfere. We will observe. You are worthy of notice. Humans, you have shown resilience, strategy, and strength beyond expectation. Your presence in the galaxy will be remembered." The message left a heavy weight of respect. Humanity had not only survived contact with an advanced alien species, they had impressed them. They had demonstrated skill, discipline, and intelligence without aggression. Lieutenant Reyes shook his head in disbelief. "Captain, they didn't just hesitate. They respected us." "That's incredible." Elena allowed herself a small, satisfied smile. "It is, Lieutenant. But remember, this is just the beginning. Observation today can lead to communication tomorrow, or conflict. We've proven our worth, but the universe is still full of unknowns." The alien fleet slowly began to retreat, their massive forms gliding back into the darkness of space. But their departure was not a defeat, it was a message. They would watch, they would learn, and they would remember the humans of Earth. Humanity had earned its place in the galactic stage, even if only as a species to be carefully considered. The Valor's crew remained on alert, but the tension eased slightly. They had faced the unknown and emerged stronger. The humans had stood proud, united, and ready. Elena gazed at the fading alien ships. "We have shown them what humanity is," she said softly. "And they will not forget. But the galaxy is vast, and there are still countless challenges ahead." In the silence that followed, the crew of the Valor reflected on what had just happened. Humanity had been underestimated. Humanity had been observed. And humanity had emerged as a force even the most advanced species could not ignore. Above Earth, the stars twinkled with possibilities. Somewhere, far beyond the fleet that had come and gone, other civilizations waited. And they, too, would eventually notice humanity. The universe was watching. And humanity was ready. Captain Elena Ward turned from the viewport, her eyes steady. "Prepare for the next encounter," she said. "The galaxy is larger than we ever imagined. And humanity is just beginning to take its place." The crew nodded. Outside, the stars stretched infinitely, full of unknown threats, wonders, and opportunities. Humanity had survived its first contact with the unknown, and the story was only beginning.